Is it wise to forgive infidelity? Is it wise to forgive a partner who has been unfaithful? That's the question that someone sent to me, and I decided to use this video to share the response that I gave because I believe it will help someone out there. Now, is it wise to forgive infidelity? My response was no, of course it is, because I mean, if we're talking about Christians here, that is what Jesus would do. Jesus would forgive. However, I put a big but. I think my but was in capital letter. It's wise to forgive. However, forgiveness and restoration of the marriage is not the same thing. Forgiving the person and coming back together, couple, those are two separate, conversations altogether. The fact that you forgive does not mean automatically that we have to be restored back to marriage, because if we're going to get back to continue in this marriage, there are conditions that must be fulfilled, and the person who has been offended in the relationship, if he or she chooses to forgive and they should choose to forgive because it will even help their healing. However, if they also choose to continue in that marriage, I will advise them to put forward at least 3 conditions that must be met before they continue in that marriage. Number 1 is that the offender, the person who has been unfaithful in that marriage, must seek professional help. They must seek professional help to deal with the root cause of what led them to become unfaithful in the first place. It's coming from somewhere and they need help. Without that help, it may just be a cycle that will continue, and that is not what we want. That's the first condition. The second condition is that the couple that have decided to come back together must go through a marriage coaching program, almost like a premarital counseling of sorts, to revisit the foundation of that marriage, because it is possible that there are root issues in the marriage itself that has led to someone being unfaithful. I mean, I know most people don't want to hear that, oh, maybe the person that has been offended, the person who has remained faithful, maybe they also have something to do with it. This is not about blaming anyone. It is about finding sustainable solution. Of course, the offender, the one who has been unfaithful, has to bear the bulk of the responsibility. It's on them to make the change. But we find sometimes that there might be issues in the marriage that may have precipitated the infidelity in the first place, and that has to be dealt with. Otherwise, the cycle also may just continue. So they need to go through some sort of marriage coaching program that helps to resolidify and affirm that marriage all over again. That is compulsory. And then the third condition is that there must be a community of elders and counselors that provide accountability and support for the entire process. When trust is broken in a marriage situation, it's a big deal, and the two parties in the marriage may just not be strong enough to go through that journey all by themselves. It's a situation that needs help, and also because restoring trust and restoring the relationship back is not going to be a day's job. It's important to have the support of committed and mature and respected counselors and pastors and people in their lives that can provide the accountability and support, that will meet with them periodically to review progress and advise and support them throughout the entire journey. That is also the third condition that is very, very important, because without that kind of accountability process, the pain of the repair may be too great for both of them to bear all by themselves. If these 3 conditions are fulfilled and we have the right people and right intervention in place, a lot of time solution can be found, and the marriage will not just get back together, but can actually be much better than where they were before the infidelity happened. And that was my response. I hope it helps someone out there. If you're looking for help and your marriage is struggling, has been attacked by infidelity, you can get help and you can talk to me. I have tools that can help you. I also have colleagues who actually major in this situation, and that marriage can be fixed. I've seen many that have gone through what someone else would call irreparable damage. I've seen many that were fixed, and the marriages are thriving and doing great today. So seek help. Infidelity just does not have to be the end. But of course, if someone is too pained or too angry or too sensitive to be able to live with the other person again in that marriage, please, it's better we allow them to go their separate ways, because everybody have their strength, everybody have their bandwidth, everybody have the things that they can take and the things that they cannot take, and our capacity to bear pain is different, and therefore someone may choose that there is just no way I can live in peace with this person any longer. And if that is the case, we will have to allow them to go their separate ways, right? That is my response if a marriage is attacked by infidelity. We can forgive, but restoration, that's a totally different ballgame entirely. I wish you bliss.